If you've got a motorhome, the chances are that at some point you're going to want to plug accessories in, such as these: a heater, vacuum cleaner, satellite receiver, or possibly an inverter, a small inverter, I hasten to add. And if you do, you may well already have sockets scattered around the van, but maybe not very many. Maybe they're not in the right place, in which case you might be considering adding additional 12-volt sockets. These can make life a lot easier and a lot more convenient, but you need to be careful when thinking about installing even simple things like sockets. Look at the plug on this 12-volt vacuum cleaner. Can you see how the tip here is a different material to the body of the plug? This is Bakelite, which is very, very heat resistant. Now, believe it or not, there is no international standard for cigarette lighter sockets. They come in all sorts of different sizes. And there's a problem there, because if you put a plug like this into a socket like that and it doesn't make a really good fit, you can get a build-up of heat which can, in extreme circumstances, cause the plug to melt. And I've actually seen a dashboard that had melted entirely because there was a bad connection between a kettle plug and it was a 24-volt socket in a truck. It can happen. To get round that problem, the German company Heller invented a new type of socket, like this. This is sometimes known as a Heller socket, or more commonly a DIN socket. It's really good because it provides a firm and secure fit for a DIN type plug. Now then, what happens if you've got a socket like this in your motorhome? You may well have, particularly if you've got a German, an Italian or a French motorhome, and you want to plug an appliance such as this vacuum cleaner in, which has got a cigarette lighter type plug on the end of the cable. Well, I've got just the thing. This little device has a DIN type plug on one end and a cigarette lighter type socket on the other end, into which you can securely plug the vacuum cleaner. You may well have seen plugs like this. They're increasingly common, but be careful. There are cheap ones and there are good ones. The cheap ones are made of material which, as I've said earlier, can melt and cause damage. Pay a little bit more and you'll get one that is heat resistant and simply will not get damaged in normal circumstances. The great thing about these is that you can use them in both 12-volt cigarette lighter type sockets, or by removing the red cap, DIN type sockets. Now then, more and more appliances, for example mobile phone chargers and GPS systems, come with USB charging systems, and you can get little devices like this. This actually plugs in or connects to the 12-volt circuit in your vehicle. It mounts onto a panel and you've got a USB outlet there. This is very convenient, and USB is becoming more and more popular. But be very careful, USB powered appliances are taking 5.5 volts, not 12. So if you've got a charger or a GPS system that's running with a USB type socket, whatever you do, plug it directly into a 12-volt socket. So, if you're thinking about fitting additional sockets into your motorhome, hey, do so, but be careful. Always take the advice of someone who knows about these things and who you trust.